TSUKIHINA. Vampire AU Part 11. Can you heal him? Tobio's eyes never left Tadashi's face. I faced Shoyo, waiting for his answer too. We're talking about Tadashi here. He's been my closest friend ever since I became a vampire. He never eyed me for not being pure blood. He's tolerated the flirt couple, Toru and Hajime, every single day ever since they got to stay here in the forest with us. If that wasn't patient enough, I don't know how anyone else would define what patience is. I don't need to be his mate to want to hear Shoyo's answer to Tobio's question. If I was this concerned with Tadashi, I could just imagine how Tobio feels right now. I'm not sure, Tobio. Tobio tightened his hold on Tadashi. Why aren't you sure? Your gift. Use your gift of healing on my mate. Heal Tadashi. Tobio began caressing Tadashi's face. I felt Shoyo's uneasiness as I placed a hand on his forearm and started rubbing his back with the other. He closed his eyes, I guess trying to find the right words. Tadashi's a vampire, Tobio. I've never used my gift on a vampire. Then try it now, Omega. There was a growl in Tobio's voice. Shoyo flinched at the sound. Yes, Alpha. The two have never called each other by their second genders before. Shoyo was trembling now as he knelt right beside Tadashi and focused his eyes on Tadashi's side. Atsumu's bite. It looked severe and blood was all over the place. On the ground, on Tadashi's body, and on Tobio's clothes. Toru and Hajime stood behind me, as I stared at Shoyo's attempt to heal Tadashi. His eyes were closed now, both his hands over Tadashi's wound, lips moving as if chanting inaudible words. He has the gift of healing. I had no idea. I heard the flirt couple say behind me. It's been a few seconds now since Shoyo started his chant. Nothing's happening. Tadashi's still not moving. Are you even trying, Omega? Shoyo was trembling immensely now, even more scared from Tobio's growls. He's trying, Tobio. Don't yell at him. You're not the only one who wants Tadashi healed. I couldn't stand Shoyo being this scared. I got to him, hands on both sides of his waist, hoping my touch would calm him a bit. As soon as I did this, his entire body faced me and hugged me by the neck. He was crying so hard, I didn't know what else would make him feel calmer. I can't do it, Kay. I'm sorry. I rubbed his back, hushing him as he cried. Try again. Don't push it, Tobio. Shoyo's not liking this one bit either. Tobio still has his eyes on Tadashi, never facing us. Omega. I said try again. Shoyo flinched again despite my hold on him, and left our hug. He went back to facing Tadashi and tried the same thing. Still, nothing happened. Do you even know what you're doing? Shut up, Toru. Do you know any other way then? It's a wolf bite. No, but Tadashi deserves to live. Of course, Toru, we all know that. Just hush. Let Shoyo try without him hearing your whines. Shoyo once again broke down, now dropping his head to the ground. Fists as if trying to punch a hole on the ground the deepest his body could manage, crying his heart out. I rubbed his back once more to ease his pain a little. A loud howl was heard throughout the forest. Tobio's, Kotaru and Keiji's wolves appeared behind him as he continued his howl. Both wolves shifted to their human forms and knelt behind Tobio. They both stretched an arm that landed on either of Tobio's shoulder. Shoyo grabbed some of the soil with his hands, clenching as Tobio's howl went on. Tadashi. This can't be happening. Tadashi died saving me and Shoyo from Atsumu. I had the urge to touch Tadashi for the last time. My hand reached for his, but Tobio's hand dismissed mine. No one touches him but me. His eyes were piercing. Shoyo jumped in between me and Tobio. His head looking down on the ground. This is all my fault, Alpha. Not his. Blame me, not my mate. Tobio clicked his tongue at Shoyo, not even glancing an inch at him. My sense of hearing spiked. I could hear the movement of the ground from the north. Footsteps. Running. My sense of smell spiked up next. Spicy. Too spicy. There's more of them coming. I informed the others. I looked around, and saw that no one was even interested with what I just said. More werewolves are coming. Did anyone hear me? I was furious with how everyone's taking this. Toru and Hajime's eyes were locked on Tadashi. Kotaro and Keiji were focused on Tobio. Let them just take me. I heard Shoyo say. Are you freaking kidding me? I would never surrender you to them, Shoyo. I've already taken down their leader. The wolves took care of Atsumu. We left him with the other wolves. We're not as cruel as him. Our conscience deems it unfair for the pack to just kill him outright. We want him to face judgment by the pack and suffer for what he has committed. What? I shouldn't have left them. I thought you were still in control. I stopped controlling them ever since we came near Tadashi. I thought they didn't need me to control them since they didn't really approve of Atsumu as their leader. Geez, Hajime. Toru gave Hajime a disappointed look. Atsumu killed Tadashi. If you can't kill him just because your damn conscience doesn't let you, then I will kill him myself. No one gets to kill my twin. I heard as footsteps from horses and wolves finally arrived. Atsumu. Shoyo shouted as he stood from the ground and tried to get to that blonde. I grabbed Shoyo's hand to prevent him from going any farther from me. Atsumu's eyes fell on their pack leader's body on the forest ground, then on every beta held by their shadows. Where is Atsumu? He asked Urashima, who was still stuck with his shadow up on his chest. All the wolves in our team turned against him. Just then, Atsumu's human form walked towards us, hands bounded. All the werewolves behind him were now in human form too. We want him on trial. And for what offense? He wanted Shoyo for himself. Atsumu tilted his head a bit. I thought he wanted UKG. Kotaro growled at this, but Atsumu dismissed it. Did he even get him? Atsumu furrowed his brows as he looked at Shoyo. No, but then you have no case there. He killed a vampire. I don't remember any rule on punishing a werewolf for killing a vampire. Am I right, Urashima? There is no such rule, Atsumu. Both Kotaro and Keiji were growling at Atsumu now. Then release him. And all you werewolves get back to our side. Would you rather be with those vampires than your own pack members? All the werewolves were looking left and right to get advice from the others. The werewolf beside Atsumu untied his hands. All the other werewolves walked to join their newly arrived members. I tried to stand to stop this, but Shoyo grabbed me by the wrist, looking once again down on the forest ground. Atsumu had that grin back, looking straight at me then at Shoyo. As he got to walk towards his twin, Toru's shadows retreated. I looked at Toru, but he just shrugged. I really don't care anymore. Just let them have your mate. I lost my interest in this battle. When my eyes went to look for Urashima, he had the same grin that Atsumu had. Shoyo's hold on my wrist was getting heavier. I faced him the same time his face looked up to me. His eyes were filled with tears as he stood and loosened his grip. He said no word, then walked past me. No, don't do this to me, Shoyo. My entire body was shaking. Atsumu's hand was waiting for Shoyo's, grin spread across his face. Come to your pack leader, Omega. Let us fulfill what's supposed to be, werewolves over vampires. Shoyo reached Atsumu, who both were now walking away from everyone. Urashima and Atsumu following their lead. I stared at what's happening, in awe. My body froze. My mind not accepting what just happened. Shoyo sacrificed himself. His dream of everyone getting mad at him. Tadashi not being part of that dream was because him dying would be the source of everyone's anger. His vision was true, but he had no vision of me giving up on him. I will fight for my mate. I would die fighting for him, if needed. Even without any of your help. I said without glancing at any of my supposed to be friends. I swiftly went behind the werewolf pack that was slowly retreating. Give me back Shoyo. I yelled to the top of my lungs. Or I'll have your entire pack die by my hands. Everyone stopped. I could hear Atsumu order his pack members to attack. My enhanced vision focused on Shoyo, whose eyes never lifted from the ground. Werewolves nearest me started shifting to their wolf forms. I fixed my stance, ready for the long fight I will be having with all these wolves. A few started to run towards me, and I managed to defeat them quickly. But the more werewolves came in groups, the more I felt tired. They were giving it their all too. More effort was necessary to stop them. I was getting too much cuts from the sharp paws, and my body's getting weak from all the healing it had been doing during the fight with the entire wolf pack. How many have I defeated already? Then my body felt that pain again. My head was throbbing in pain, ears extremely hurting as I tried to cover my ears once again. That's enough, vampire. You've caused much damage as it is. Alpha Atsumu wants this to end. The pain ended. Give me back Shoyo. Why? Your pack doesn't even want him anymore. No, they might hate Shoyo now, but he's my everything. Just like I said when he had that dream, I'll never be mad at him. I could hear footsteps coming from behind now, from the south. Staring at the next batch of my opponents, I felt a hand on my shoulder. Are you holding up? Sorry we're late. Sugawara, Daichi and Karu arrived. My eyes lit up at the sight of my reinforcements. But immediately doubted they'll help me when they know the truth. We just lost Tadashi, I said in a weak tone, pointing towards the group I left before I initiated the fight against the wolf pack. Well, I taught you how to fight. Now that you're in a fight, you're backing out. Seriously. Toru, Hajime, what happened to my war freak's heart? Karu had his arms crossed over his chest as he eyed the flirt couple. Hajime looked sideways to Toru, tugging on a finger. Fine. I'm not doing this for Karu, or for anyone else. I just wanna enjoy my time with my Hajime. Hajime held onto Toru's hand and dragged him to get to the senior vampires. Wanna initiate then? Toru's hand moved from Hajime's finger up to the mark on his neck. You owe me, loverboy. I deserve a reward after all these. Hajime bit his lower lip as Toru lightly kissed the mark. Shit. Let's get on with this. I can't wait to get back home. Toru laughed at this, and turned to face his favorite werewolf. Terashima's shadow now too fast for him to even react. It was back on his chest and moving toward his neck now. I'm back. Let's speed things up, shall we? All the vampires were busy fighting the werewolf pack that was in front of them. Only Kotaro and Keiji were left on Tobio's side. You three better help us here. You need Shoyo to heal, Tobio. He already tried. Too much sorrow in his voice. Did you try using his blood? Daichi knows something we don't. I sensed him look into the sky with curiosity before he looked back at Tobio. If you want Tadashi alive, help us end this fight. We need Shoyo for Tobio as soon as the moon reappears from the clouds. A wolf attacked Daichi, halting him from continuing his talk with Tobio. How are you for certain about this? Shoyo can still heal Tadashi. Just join us already. We'll explain later. We need to get our hybrid back. I'm not leaving Tadashi. Tobio managed to whisper, his tears still falling. We'll join Alpha. Stay here with Tadashi. Keep his body safe. We'll get Shoyo back for Tadashi, Alpha. There was no reply from Tobio, just sobs, as both werewolves shifted to their wolf forms and joined the vampires in the fight. All my senses were on high alert. I could deal with at least 5 of these werewolves now in less than a minute. My hopes are up. We'll get to Shoyo in no time at this pace. Atsumu must have sensed this. He was now dragging Shoyo away. Shoyo! I yelled as Atsumu appeared in front of me. I was so pissed for him trying to stop me from getting to Shoyo. All my anger of being separated from my mate just went with that one blow on Atsumu. He was now on the ground, alongside his many wolf pack members. I looked around. Our team is winning. Only a few werewolves were left standing. Around 20 left, from the hundreds that started. Atsumu, hand over Shoyo this instant. Atsumu had his arm around Shoyo's neck, attempting to choke Shoyo to death. My body was tired from all the fighting, but my mind only knows one thing. I have to get Shoyo back. I need my mate back in my arms. I miss his touch so bad. Being this tired makes it way worse by being touch deprived. Atsumu looked at the sky before answering. It's almost time for the offering, bloodsucker. You think I'll hand him over? Still wanting to rule over vampires, huh? Your whole pack will be eliminated in a matter of seconds and you're still thinking of that offering. What kind of leader are you? Shoyo was gagging now from Osamu's tight hold on his neck. I felt a wolf from behind. Thinking it was going to attack me, I turned to face it as it launched forward. But it jumped past me. It came for Osamu, making Osamu loosen his hold on Shoyo. I got to Shoyo just as he was about to drop to the ground. Realizing the wolf that attacked Atsumu was actually Tobio, I focused on Shoyo. His entire weight was holding onto me. He looked really tired, his breathing too shallow. His voice was too weak. Don't be stubborn next time, shrimp. Look what you made us all go through. From my peripheral vision, Tobio's wolf has already bitten and took off a big chunk of Osamu's flesh. I could also sense the others have already taken out the rest of the pack. But we lost Tadashi because of me. I can't live with that. His eyes started to fill with tears again. I think Daichi knows something to revive Tadashi which involves you. That's why everyone came back to fight him. To get you back. The forest was lighting up. I looked at the sky and noticed that the cloud over the moon was moving. The moon was now peeking from the clouds. I don't feel good, His body started fidgeting on my arms. His arms focused on his stomach, his entire body curling up into fetus position. What's happening, Shoyo? It hurts, What's happening to me?